My Marvel Madness video has seen its fair share of controversy, and I stand by everything I said there except for one thing. Well, I stand by what I said in that case, but a lot of people seem to completely misunderstand what I meant by it, so this has forced me to ultra-clarify what I meant in saying it. I'm talking about the James Gunn 2 Razzie Awards comment. My argument was that Marvel had been perfectly happy to screw over, interfere with, or otherwise let walk a slew of remarkably talented people with a lot to show for their careers up to that point. But then they brought on a filmmaker who had only won 2 Razzie Awards in his entire career. Many comments and responses came in to defend Mr. Gunn, that he didn't have complete control over the Scooby-Doo movies, that the Razzie Awards he won were only for his single contribution to a film written by many, and they all won a Razzie Award for it. All true. The thing is, though, the 2 Razzie Awards statement wasn't directed at James Gunn at all, and this is the part that I need to clear up. Truth be told, I actually like James Gunn. I've just never cared for his writing. His shortcomings are many, but they aren't for a lack of trying. I just don't like his writing. From what I've seen of him in interviews, he seems like a nice guy who at least has some passion for what he does, and never forgets to have fun in the process, while still taking it seriously enough to at least attempt to make something worthwhile. I just don't like his writing. His sense of humor is entirely too pedestrian for my taste. I don't think he has a good handle on structure or pacing. I just all around don't think he's a good writer. Though I would say that he is quite a competent director. Since commenting on the film the first time, people often ask me, when for the love of God are you going to do a Confused Matthew review of Guardians of the Galaxy? Which is distressing to me because the loud minority that wants to see me tear that movie apart doesn't come to me and ask me to review it like they're asking me to review a film. They ask me to review it the way one kid would ask another kid on the playground to beat up a kid they don't like. I know just about everything I say sounds sarcastic to begin with, but I actually meant it when I said that Guardians just being a bad movie was an improvement for Marvel Studios. Just as X-Men Days of Future Past was just one good movie, Guardians of the Galaxy was just one bad movie. I can live with that. Guardians of the Galaxy was very conventionally bad, and I have nothing but conventional complaints about the film. I thought the writing was terrible. I thought the dialogue was ghastly. I thought the story was non-existent. I thought the plot was Xeroxed from a bunch of other generic Marvel plots, and I thought the characters were empty, vacuous, and almost completely interchangeable. If someone can explain to me what the quantifiable difference is between the Green Woman, the Red Guy, the main villain, and the Talking Tree for that matter, I will personally kiss Kevin Feige on the mouth. And I greatly look forward to someone literally trying to take me up on this figurative offer. I'll tell you what Guardians of the Galaxy didn't do, though. It didn't try to sell anyone on anything that anyone already bought. And this is a lot more than I can say for about 90% of the shit that comes out of this studio. Which is why I'm not all that down on Gunn himself. Over and above the fact that I think he made a bad movie, I don't think he was trying to cheat anyone with this film, and I don't think he was phoning it in either. He made the film he wanted to make. The studio interference seemed to be at a minimum this time. My instincts tell me that the only place they shoved their big Pinocchio noses into the project was with the alien Jay Leno sitting on the stupid throne having nothing to do with anything and just jerking off fanboys. Other than that, they seem to have let Gunn do his thing. I think that's because the film was so brainless and banal and stupid that they didn't need to interfere because it was already like something they would do anyway, but that's for you to decide for yourself. In any case, there will be no Guardians of the Galaxy review, because there is simply no reason for me to review this. Contrary to what some believe, I don't do these reviews just to cause controversy or speak ill of films that are generally loved. A review of a film as conventionally bad as Guardians isn't a review that I'm interested in doing. You all seem like you're having fun with the movie, and I see no need to simply rain on everyone's parade if I have nothing special to say about a film. Still, and to get back on point, none of this matters because the 2 Razzie Awards comment had nothing to do with James Gunn at all. Even if you don't consider the Razzie to be a joke award, it still wouldn't affect Gunn in the slightest. It is quite possible for a filmmaker to win 10 Razzie Awards and still go on to make a good film later. This is also not to say that my take on Gunn is altogether new. My opinions about Gunn's films didn't start with Guardians of the Galaxy. I've never liked James Gunn's writing or his movies. That was okay before Guardians of the Galaxy, though, because no one really liked James Gunn's films until he made a movie that had the Marvel logo on it. I know, what a shock, right? All of Gunn's films before Guardians had either been critically or commercially unsuccessful, or both. We no longer have to talk about the abominations that were the Scooby-Doo movies, and the two films that he did have complete creative control over, Slither and Super, didn't do well critically or financially. Now again, that doesn't mean they were necessarily bad films, but my point is, how does this track record look to any sane studio looking to hire someone to make a multi-million-dollar film for them, especially putting it alongside the track records of the creative talents that they were all too happy to either let go or screw over? A bunch of ill-received films and 2 Razzie Awards is all Gunn had to show for his career when he got the job. I mean, what must that meeting have sounded like when they were pitching Gunn for this project? Okay, boss, we got a guy named James Gunn who wants to make the Guardians of the Galaxy movie for us. James Gunn, huh? Name sounds familiar. What's he done? Well, he's made 4 critically and or commercially panned films, contributed to what is said to be one of the worst films ever made, and he's won 2 Razzie Awards.
Hire this man!
So this is all I wanted to clear up. The 2 Razzie Awards comment was not an insult directed at James Gunn. It is indicative of the way this studio makes decisions. They don't actually want talent. What they want is people who will toe the line. And James Gunn's track record seems to have made him a prime candidate for that job. Under the circumstances, that is the only explanation of James Gunn's hiring of this project that makes any sense to me at all. So, with that explained, I now leave you all to your fun.